One of the first questions I asked my colleagues at Luther House when I first began was, how do we show that there is life? And it's a small thing, a stereotypical millennial thing to do, but we started to bring in plants as a very obvious sign of life. Even if there weren't students yet coming through the doors, they would be living things that grew and changed. And they began to grow and multiply. And I like to think there's something about taking cuttings of plants and rooting them, kind of like how students will transplant to OSU, grow roots, and create their own community on campus. And I think it's fitting that we've rooted and planted and prepared for student life in the fall to come in. Thinking of all the life that awaits, it's been a joy and delight to connect with Lutheran congregations around the Synod this summer, especially as we live with the parables of the Kingdom of God and the Gospel of Matthew. The language of the Kingdom of God tends to fracture the world as we see and know it, asking us to sift through what we know about God, what we might imagine as possible for abundant life in the Kingdom of God, like the mustard seed size beginnings of life. And like the woman who sneaks yeast into an absurd amount of flour, transforming something and growing it. And maybe the Kingdom of God we imagine is like the sower, pouring out the possibilities for life everywhere, spilling them over the front doors of our churches, through the streets, down I-5, over fields and vineyards, all the way into the busy, overcommitted, and often way too stressed out student lives to know and experience the grace of God. Thank you for being a part of helping us imagine the Kingdom of God in a life where we live in God's generous and abundantly joyful love. Thank you for being part of the new life at Luther House. Peace.